Green blood!
Cut.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Greedfall does its own thing and can be confusing at first. Game has many systems in place and players can get overwhelmed at the beginning, forgetting some important things along the way. Here are some tips that I've compiled, hoping it would improve your experience with the game. Let's start with some basic stuff. Open up character screen and press help button to learn a lot of important stuff about how combat works. Remember how resistance icons look, because enemies have different resistances that can be seen in their description box when battling them. Icons are kinda small and hard to distinguish, that's why I'm saying try to remember how they look. Watch out for map exits. Exiting map in one spot doesn't mean you are going to unlock same region as you would upon using different exit. There are many quests in the game leading to all sorts of places, and sometimes it can be confusing when inspecting world map and quest icon shows the same region that you just left. That just means you didn't use proper exit to unlock required region. Let's talk about factions a bit. Factions are an important part of the game. There are many factions in the game and eventually you are going to stumble upon faction controlled areas. Reputation is lost with that faction upon entering such area without wearing faction torso armor. Increasing reputation with a faction grants unique gear that is placed automatically in storage chests that can be accessed at any camp or player's house. However, amount of quests that can give you positive faction reputation is limited, meaning that is why you should be careful about trespassing these areas if you want faction reward. Almost every torso armor has an icon indicating which faction it belongs to, but I couldn't find anywhere clear explanation which icon represents what faction. Best way to figure out what faction guards which area is to see what they wear and in what region you are at the moment. Save the game before trying to enter these forbidden areas just to make sure. Crafting is an essential part of the game, no matter how your character is built. Upgrades can be crafted that offer nice bonuses. Here is an important part. Torso pieces have special slot that can have upgrade crafted which would increase science, lockpick and vigor talents. Talent points are gained at a very slow rate and they are very useful, so having talents increased through gear is almost essential. I would suggest having in the inventory 3 different torso pieces with 3 different crafted talent upgrades at all times. Armor that you are wearing most of the time, combat included, should have vigor talent upgrade crafted, because vigor increases carry weight. That way you won't have issues with sprinting being unavailable due to carrying too much stuff. Also, vigor enables out of combat health and mana regeneration. When crafting stuff that requires science, simply equip armor with science bonus. If you can't lockpick a chest, equip armor that has lockpick bonus. Torso armor pieces with crafted science and lockpick bonuses are used only for a brief moment and then you can switch back to vigor one. I would advise buying cape as soon as possible as well. Every cape increases charisma by 1 and charisma is one of the best talents in the game. Not only it can speed up quests, it also lowers merchant prices. Money is not easy to come by in this game, at least not up until mid and late game. Everything is expensive at first, especially good gear. Early in the game you will find blacksmith gloves that increase craftsmanship talent. Hold on to these and equip them when crafting. They can be also bought from many vendors if you can't find them. Do not forget about recycle option at workbench as well. Recycling gear grants materials. Recycling low value gear can save you money that would be otherwise spent on materials to craft traps or something else. Success and materials recycled depend upon craftsmanship rank, so equip blacksmith gloves when doing it. Now it's time to talk about combat. In Greedfall, vast majority of encounters is against groups of enemies. Locking on to targets is detrimental to success, so do not lock on unless you are fighting 1 or 2 enemies. Instead, press direction where you want to attack and then attack. Maneuvering around is much easier that way. Also, switching weapons is done by tapping R1 or right bumper button. Something I've learned very late. Enemies usually drop bad to mediocre weapons. You can find decent armor from drops, but good weapons are hard to come by. Invest into weaponry, because the sooner you can get these bastards down, the better. Especially on hard difficulties, where enemies that are similar level to yours deal substantial damage and have quite a lot of armor. Magic and poison damage ignore armor, so use that against heavily armored enemies. If you want to strip them of the armor, then Fury attacks are your best bet, since they do massive damage and strip lots of armor. Fury Potion works wonders here to fill up Fury fast. In the game there are two types of enemies, humans and beasts. Against humans you can use every move in the book. Kick can unbalance them, that would interrupt firearms and spells, and parry is especially useful against melee focused enemies. Against beasts, both of these are mostly useless, so stick to dodge and attack. Parry can be also used against any ranged attack, be it from humans or beasts, and it is very helpful in some situations when there are too many enemies shooting at you at once and projectiles are hard to dodge. Enemies can be farmed for experience points and materials. They respawn every 24 in-game hours. Crates that are found all over cities also respawn, but not every 24 hours. Not sure what the timer is on that, but eventually they do respawn, so take the time to loot them again for massive material gains. Chests, however, do not respawn. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope these tips will help you with Greedfall. Thank you for watching and see you soon.